Hey there, yes. Let me slap down. This way you want to sit, Joe? There, let me slap down. Hey everybody, we doing the Joe Show podcast. We finally got some time, mate. Yes, we do. Finally got us some time to relax and stretch our knees and talk to. We got my ex-wife, Miss Joe. That's right. And we didn't continue it the day after or the day after that day because we was working. We've been busy, so this is the perfect time to continue. We gonna touch on a few topics. One of the points being is when you ex-baby they say you got the Twitter trending over ex-baby. What that is? Oh, I know what a trend is. What's that, baby? A trend is, when you're the it conversation, the topic of the town, if you will, and that's what's going on. Oh yeah. Well, I guess you the it, Joe. Yeah, I'll be the it. But anyway, I guess I'll let you start since you the guest. Won't you talk about how you felt about when we first met, baby, baby? Well, wasn't it at a convention? No, we was at the it was a protest or something. Yes. For women's rights, and Joe was so old. Don't give these bitches jobs or whatever. You was talking like that, Joe? Yeah. Oh, Lord. And, we got into a bit of a verbal shouting match. And, he's saying, be this, be that. And, me on the other. And I'm trying to remain neutral and respectful. Like, calm yourself. But on his end, he's on where he's on. You better do this, you better do that, and forget these women just good at home. And I guess he had a very old school mentality. That Jim Crow, I think me and my buddy said it the other day, Jim Crow laws fucked us all up. And it under that, certain decisions made by myself, my peers wasn't the right things to do at the time. But ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna have to cut it not short. We're gonna have to record on another iPod cause this one's dying at the moment. Bradley, give me that one out there. Yeah, we'll be back. I didn't think logically on what I was doing. We back, ladies and gentlemen, but just kind of listen to some of what I had to say just to get an understanding of where I'm at now, and I had to just put that out there. But we met on a reconciliation. But go ahead. Yeah, and I just really come from the background that my parents inflicted those thoughts in me. You can be whatever you want to be. This is your world. My father, on the other hand, he was a more racist. That was his approach. He was like, "You're white, you're pure. This is your world. You know what I mean? Step over the whoever's in the way. They don't really matter. They're just steps. I don't know why God even made them. You know what I mean?" And we, but my mother, she prayed for him, and I didn't really listen to his approach. Because although we were segregated, I did have African American friends, other friends, Latino friends as well. I didn't limit myself. It's like, listening to my mother, it was like she's telling me, go out there, be what you want to be. And in my head, while my father's using all this racial stuff, I'm like, if I can be what I want to be, why can't I be friends with the black person? Why can't I be friends with the Latino? You know what I mean? It didn't make sense. That's why I say, I wasn't, I didn't follow his approach, and He was just stuck on. He was a leader of the KKK, actually. You know what I mean? And I more so leaned to my mother for support. My dad was kind of a drunk. You know what I mean? And saying all these racial things. So he wasn't really. We weren't close. Your family still around? Oh well, I have a young sister who's still alive. She's a bit senile at this point, but my parents, my mom passed in '02, my dad in maybe '87. I think he had some type of cancer, and he met his demise, but we never were really close. Because of his beliefs, I never attended to those, and just believing people deserve equal rights. I used to do that. I used to go on protest rallies and say, for black people, for whoever. I used to fight for those. I used to make my voice be heard, and that's when I met Joe, who caught me by surprise. I'm like, your people are very segregated against Joe. Why are you over here screaming fuck these bitches? You know what I mean? Why are you saying this? You should feel not the same as women, but you should still feel that understanding that at that point, you know what I mean? Like you should relate to us. We should be relatable. You know what I mean? And but again, I was just brought up on women can't do what a man can do. A man can carry a lot of weight. I looked at it as women, on the other hand, they can only do so much. You gonna hurt your damn self. I'm trying to save your ass. And education background wasn't as strong, so my verbal abuse was not necessary, but it was the way it came out. And again, I don't apologize. But that's how it was. But we met through that. And just the argument of it's supposed to be like this, it's supposed to be like that. I see it like this, I see it like that. Oh well, why do you see it like that? Are you stupid? No, I see it like that because this and that. And we met on a mutual ground through argument. All that rage, all that hate came calm, understanding. Then a hard penis and inserted into an already wet vagina, and eventually we had what we had. Joe, you silly. You silly. That's right, and and that's always been a thing with you, Joe. Oh, don't you start. That scared the hell out of me. Don't you start. That's always been a thing. You just been so like hard hitting with detail. It's just like, wow, it's out of this world. Joe. But we met from there, and we had our kids. We had Nathaniel, and we already told a brief. We get able to be a brief description of what happened with our kids, but you can just listen to the first part, I guess. But that's how we met. That's the early years. All right, so moving on ahead, Miss Joe. The relationship with Corey Jordan is probably like the most talked about thing of your career, and it's crazy to me, yes, because at this point in 2007, what was considered the sides era, if you ain't transform it, or if you ain't make it to TXG and you was a size character, you was considered, okay, it's '07 now. If you Gex, if you this, if you that, and you ain't transform and you ain't, make it to this, then you ain't gonna do no good, you ain't nothing. But you and MZ and a few other surprised people when y'all came back like y'all did, Miss Joe, because you came back and went with Corey Jordan. And, to date, that is the biggest point of your career. Well, it was during the F Virgins thing, and he was just not like a client that I've met before, you know what I mean? What I've seen in Corey is potential hurt, you know, and what I mean by that is he had so much life in him, you know. Although he was mentally ill and, you know, he was super huge or whatever, I just seen, like, you know, this innocence in him. You know, he had the mentality at that time of a 5-year-old. You know, he was built like a 27-year-old, but at the end of the day, mentality wise, he was 5, you know, because, you know, he had a disability, you know. But just seeing him run around like he was doing, you know, everybody else just seeing a big dude that needs to stop running around before he runs into something or into me and I have to kick his ass. But me, on the other hand, I didn't see that. I seen innocence, I seen fun, you know what I mean, and potential hurt as far as, you know, he might fall down and bust his ass. Get your butt out of here. Potential hurt as far as he's gonna grow up and realize, you know, I never had anyone. I never had a touch, you know, of a woman. I never had nothing again. I wanted to break that. And the first time we made love, you know, not to go into detail, I know our people are. It's okay, I just delete them and block them for ever saying anything. But go ahead, baby, X. It was like no other, you know what I mean? It was like, wow, I never felt that way before, you know, and he never felt that way before. Off camera, on that first Real World, I remember he pulled me aside. He was like, look, I don't know what you just did to me, but it changed my life forever, and I wanted to keep changing my life. I'm addicted to it, you know? And it just got to a point where I wasn't looking at him like a client. I was taking care of him. I was bathing him. We were going to clubs and stuff. And it was different. It was a real, you know, connection. And I felt I was working on him, you know. And I remember prior to me knowing him at that point, he was diagnosed, you know, he was mentally ill and had the mentality of a 5-year-old. But we went to the doctor, I think, like 2 months later, and he has a mentality of a 13-year-old. I mean, yes, he's 27, you know, but still, it's like, that's a big jump compared to, you know, what they consider him as. And now here I am influencing his life, showing him things that other people weren't. And, you know, that helped them. And it helped us, you know, build a very tight bond. And, you know, we really went together. What made you say that I want to get in a relationship, though? I mean, what made you say, okay, I'm finna put it all online. I don't care about being judged. I don't care about nothing. I don't care about what nobody outside see. What made you say he is a husband? The maturity I was seeing, you know, and at the fast rate, and really, love can take you in for a loop. It can trick you. It can, you know what I mean? It can disguise itself as hate. It can do all kind of things. And I just seen so much growth in him where I just got blinded, you know, and I said, I'm going to marry this man because he's the right man for me. And, you know, once we got married, it looked like the perfect start. And I feel like the relationship we were having prior to, you know, getting to know each other, it was great. But it was when the cameras cut off where I realized maybe this was a mistake. Well, this thing better wash is what it better do, I say. But you were saying? No, I just wanted to understand that. So, give us a second. Now, to make this Joe show a joke, look at that. He say Joe show. Make this moment more special. I'm gonna bring Corey in here. Come on in here. Hey there, Frank. Hi, baby. Hey, damn, your ass got fat for a 65-year-old. Shit, how that pussy taste? We're on. Yeah, I know we on the radio. You want to film the motherfucker? So Corey, when the last time y'all seen each other? It's a long time, very long time. Too damn long. Feel like a prison sentence what I see y'all. So, how have you been? Yeah, how you been, Corey? I've been good. Been good, you know what I mean? I just been hustling, you know what I'm saying? Just been trying to, get my life straight, you know what I'm saying? What you a gangster now? You know what I'm saying? My grandson be doing that. He drive me crazy with that. I be like, stop, Leroy. You know what I'm saying? Sound like you about to sell me a drug. I just want to say that, I'm sorry, Miss Joe. Oh, it's okay. And you don't call me Miss Joe, you call me Boo Boo. I'm sorry, Boo Boo. But Boo Boo, I lost my damn mind, Boo Boo. I just didn't really know what I was doing at a lot of times. And I said things that I ain't mean, and as you grow older, and your brain wanders on yonder, you just say, man, I could have did a lot better than what I did. And I just came here to give you a hug and a kiss, and I mean, the way you dress, you're making me want to give you this dick. We apologize for that. We got Corey up on out of here. He pulled his penis out here. But it's okay, Joe. You don't have to even apologize. No, you ain't have to pull this old ass wrinkle. We apologize for that. I don't know what he done got into. But Miss Joe, at this point, where are you in your life? Well, I'm really just trying to, live right and righteous. I got a yoga studio. I do yoga. And, I'm just trying to live right, eat right, and try to have everybody else on a righteous path. I'm not scared to tell my background story. I'm aware it influences others to, not follow in some of the paths I followed in, and that's always the best course of action. So, that's where I am. Where is you right now on a current state of XTV? XTV right now is at a very interesting point that I hope is not forgotten in the grand scheme of things, because right now will lead to bigger thoughts and bigger ideas. This is just the start of it, and hopefully this doesn't get forgotten. It's important because you see where a lot of thoughts are and a lot of ideas are, and it's at a very interesting point. We don't have the game. We're not able to put out projects as fast as we want to, but you really see what's really going on and who really wants to be a part of XTV. Sometimes a star in XTV can be one-dimensional. I wrestle or I do this or I do this type of show. But when we don't have that outlet to do a TV show or that outlet to do this, to do that, what can you provide? And you got people like Jasmar, and of course Ernest, and even you, Joe, and Mary May doing this podcast that's able to keep their names out there, and Neil as well. So I think it's interesting to see where we are and to see who really wants it and see who really has talent, even when we don't have the format to provide a certain type of talent that they're good at. You know what I mean? That's very interesting point. Don't you forget to stop and smell the roses on your way today. Smell them roses. Ain't nothing wrong with smelling roses. That's why God put them forth for you. I talked to a young man. He had to be 17 going on 18. I said, you need to just stop and smell roses. Stop and smell roses. He said, that's some gay shit. That's what he said, some gay shit. I said, how that's gay? God put roses on the earth because they smell good. You call them gay? You know, but that's the young youth and the young nut shit. Until next time, don't forget to do what I told you to do. Smell them roses shit.